That's exactly right.
It's just, I look at these dummies, all the money they paid to have a lawyer review FOIA requests. And I'm sorry, there's nothing confidential in a FOIA request to a library. If you want to, you redact the document, names, addresses, and phone numbers, period. The content is deliverable. And we spent all this money on lawyer fees because somebody wants to play I'm king, I'm queen, and I can tell you, you can't have it. Bullshit. I know better. I paid attention in class.
Yeah, you're definitely right with the Open Meetings Act too, because Mayfield's had multiple violations of that. And it's like, well, nobody's suing us, so we're gonna keep going with it. And it's just, it's a disgusting way to conduct business in general, you know?
Now I get to see it set up.
I know.
We'll get here.
Surprise. Hi Carol, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
Good. How many more meetings do you think you're going to need to get through?
I'm not sure.
I know you have one scheduled. I think we're getting close. We have one more scheduled, yes.
So I won't be here, but
Okay.
I'll be up north again.
Good for
Last
you.
hurrah.
It's okay.
You bet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what retirement's all about.
Yep.
This place doesn't hear you. I mean, she didn't get through.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, she was up looking for books. I walked in with her.
I'm bring my water.
Good to see her up and about again.
When I got in the car, I took my trash bag and
Oh, yeah.
put it on my water bottle.
I broke my leg.
3.5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine your mobility is taken, which we take for granted every day, you know?
Oh, world.
Okay. The other one goes
On the lap.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I hope better than that.
good. I'm a little more my power walk here.
Oh, good for you.
I had a bit of a sugar rush for this next time, so.
Oh, nice.
They're not the best, but.
That's a good one.
Better before they got these chairs. Yeah. But I swear we had different chair with 40 a few years ago, but we're much better. But you can see big back. Yeah, these are. No, they're not, but.
He's in office too.
That one meeting.
Well, that's what we're gonna do during the morning, so we can ask her about it.
How you doing, Bill? Pretty good. I've been watching the Tiger. To the store up there.
Sorry. No, that's okay.
This last game. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay. One more chair at home, you got one beside you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill, I just hooked your camera with my, or the tripod with my cane. I'm sorry, I don't know if I messed it up.
It's all good. It's not a whole lot of room to
Maneuver.
I mean, a duck is a duck is a duck.
Hey.
Oh, thank you, Kira. She just texted, she got stopped by a train. Yeah. No.
Alright, you guys.
like?
Think about that when you go out, it's like a small village. Oh, it's definitely a theme, I mean.
Stereotypes are there because of a reason.
So we are just waiting on one more committee member, and we're going over things that she prepared, so I wanna wait for her. In the meantime, I wanted you to make sure that you can hear. I set up the speaker system over here with a couple chairs beside it in case anybody, needs to sit beside them. If at any time you can't hear me, please just raise your hand and we'll do what we need to do before we can hear anybody.
Where it gets difficult, Peggy, is like there when there's noise out
I
there.
know, and I'm not sure if we're supposed to keep the door open because it's an open meeting. So that's why I always choose to keep it open, just to be on the safe side.
I think there's two things. One, you can't lock it, which it wouldn't be if you closed. But the second thing is because that door does not have any assist device on it for handicapped individuals.
Okay.
I think that's why.
That's
I think that's why the policy is to keep
Just to leave it open?
where a handicapped person can
Okay.
get in
Right.
successfully. And so,
Yeah, but we're limited where that can go because of the plugs. And I wanted it to be accessible in case anybody wanted to sit right beside it.
I think if you're,
I was explaining to them that we were waiting for one more, and, the question was about if the door has to stay open or not.
if you're willing to use the mics, I think it will help make the sound rise
Yeah.
above the clattering and the voices
Yeah.
out there.
But
And
again, to
yeah.
use these microphones properly, they have to be right here.
Yeah, well, it's very difficult to do that and navigate
I
for
know.
paperwork
It would
and
be
stuff,
nicer
so,
if you could each have one of your own.
yeah,
I know it's hard to
we
share,
talked about that.
but we appreciate it.
Kara's
We do
willing to
appreciate
do whatever
when
we
you
need
use
to do, so,
Thank you.
but when the meeting starts, it's unacceptable for members of the public to approach the board. It's for your, I don't wanna say safety, but for your benefit too, because it can be seen as threatening or intimidating to whoever you're approaching, how you approach them, it's just
I
it's
remember
just
being
very-
invited to come sit.
Thank you.
oh yeah, to sit, yeah, but not come,
So you're
right
not
up to the
referring to
table.
when I came
No.
up and sat with you?
No.
Okay.
just, but again, if you can't hear, please just raise your hand. I'll look up periodically and if you can't hear, I want you to be able to hear, okay? So, alright, John's not coming, so we can go ahead and start.
You did get my text then.
Yeah, you got stuff by your train, yeah. I did. I saw that. So we'll start the meeting at 4:10. And I do believe I gave all of you this last week. So, what I'd like to do is go, this is what Kelly has prepared so far, using her notes, and so we wanna just go through and look at our notes, our individual notes, to make sure that she has everything included that we've recommended so far.
And if we need to make any changes, then we can make them, and then I'll finish up with the rest of it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read this disclaimer. We are the Lapeer District Library Policy and Bylaw Ad Hoc Committee. The committee will review current library bylaws and policies. This committee serves as an advisory committee only. Any recommendations for changes, additions, or deletions to the current policies and bylaws by this committee will first be brought to the LDL Corporate Council for legal review, and then to the full board. This ad hoc committee does not have decision-making authority and will function as an advisory committee only. So, I have my notes, and I have Kelly's first draft of the recommended changes. So I'm going to just start going through them, and I guess any of us have anything, whenever you come across it, just raise your hand and we'll discuss it. I'm gonna kind of check mark mine, all my notes, and just and make sure everything was covered.
So I tried to put any additions in red, and then anything that, removing just to be struck through, so.
Okay. All right.
But other than that, it should be exactly how the current bylaws are, just with those additions.
Everything in red would be
Something that was added.
yeah. And I noticed you have some things on the back, and you wrote below was typed out of order, but
Yeah, that didn't, when I had typed, I put the pages in, so that is something that is that's further, so that's like section 6, so.
okay.
That was actually just my notes to me, but,
Oh, okay, got it.
cause I technically only got, through section 4,
Okay.
and I must have been going through it, and so I started typing section 6.
Well, the first thing I see on mine, and I do see that you have it typed in your notes in the back, is about all LDL meetings shall be governed by Robert's Rules of Order.
I thought the decision was to move it into a different spot, cause I did have it in mine under 2 as well.
That's what I have.
But then I thought it was discussed to put it into a later spot in the bylaws, is what I was thinking. If not, I can add it there. Cause that was just talking about the annual review, so I thought that's, what was discussed.
I don't have any notes about it going in a different spot. I just feel it should go in the beginning, or very near the beginning.
Mhm. I just didn't know if it should, I was thinking maybe under meetings, because in that way it's referencing how the meetings are supposed to be.
Well, because in Article 1, Section 2, it says these bylaws are rules governing, because Robert's rules are also governing that, I think it should go both places. But I agree with Peggy, it should go in.
Yeah, I just had thought we had talked about, but I did put it on there because, and I have it in my notes as well. But when I was doing it, I thought we had talked about putting it into a different spot, so that's why.
And I'm not doubting that.
No.
I just don't have.
No, that's why I
That
think it's
is a
good
beginning thing.
no, that's why this is good, so that way we can put it in. So you want me to put it in between those two sentences, right?
Maybe it should be just a section on its own, what do you think about that? Just be-
Well, section 2 and then one underneath it, you mean? So like a subsection under that?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think?
Could be that way.
I'm fine with it, as long as if you guys agree on that, it's fine. As long as it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it should be in the beginning, or very near the beginning.
Okay.
The only thing, next thing I see is Article 2, Section 3, the very ending. It's either a typo, or it just doesn't read right to me. Shall notify the library director immediately upon of conviction, a conviction, or just take out upon conviction. What do you think, Peggy?
Can you repeat where you're at again?
Article 2, Section 3, the very ending, it's in parentheses.
Oh, the red, in the red?
Yeah, and it's,
Okay.
the last 3 words says upon of conviction, so.
I would just say
Upon conviction. Just a typo.
I have also in section 3, I have highlighted is convicted of a felony, and then I have state law policy question mark. I think we had discussed,
I have it highlighted, but I didn't have the state law policy.
I think we were discussing a time
frame.
frame. But I think it's fine, section 3 looks fine to me otherwise.
And on section 4, where actually it's spelled out, Eastern Michigan Library Cooperative, that should actually be in red.
Oh, okay.
Because I struck through the MMLC, so that actually should be in red.
Yeah.
Because that is actually new. And then in parentheses, the MMLC should be in red as well.
Okay. Jumping back to section 1, I have notes next to all board members shall take the oath of office before commencing their terms. And we had talked about if we could do that in a central, like everybody take it at the same place, but then I think we talked about it after and decided that probably leave it as is, because people might wanna take it where they were appointed.
Right.
So,
I think we should leave it as is. It would be my, because I think I had said also, you know, like if you had somebody that was a relative or somebody that was
right,
a special friend, you know, because a judge can do it, so, you know, a notary can do it, so there's a whole bunch of different places, people that can do it.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that we,
Leave it as is.
that we talked about that.
We did.
Decided.
I have a lot on section 5, Friends of the Library. I just don't, all the stuff in red, I don't remember, where did that come from? I don't remember.
Can you hold on 1 second? Sure. When we finish, section 4. Okay, I'm on section 5 now.
Thank you.
You, Bill? You good? Okay. Carol, you can.
Well, all it had was one sentence, which I'm fine with, but then all the stuff in red that Kelly added, I don't remember discussing that, and I just wondered where that information came from. And maybe I wasn't here.
I had, different notes with different things, and then I just made it more, like full sentences. I mean, we can remove any of that. I mean, again, these are just my, things that I have, so.
Did anybody else have them? I guess that's my question.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, I have notes, I have.
Right, but everybody has different notes, so.
Yeah, I have the, I know we talked a lot about, the sentence, or the part of the sentence that says a conflict of interest.
Right.
Oh, I didn't read
Yeah, and I didn't type that in there, because I think that it, just from what I had done, research, there are other libraries that have board members as, a liaison for the Friends, and I feel that, that to me is something that's very important, that, somebody from the board is on that, because again, they're representing the library, and I feel that they need to work hand in hand.
So the current second,
So I see that I don't know why, I must have left that out afterwards, but to me, cause I have it highlighted on mine, so I don't know how I missed that, but, cause I think that needs to be removed, so that, I mean, I should have typed it and crossed that out for, you know. And again, these are just from my notes, so that's why we're incorporating this together.
that whole sentence was omitted. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and I
So
apologize, I
that-
did
well,
not
that-
put that on
Yeah, so you did leave it out, you just didn't put it on there and
there. And
cross
have it
out.
crossed out, exactly,
Okay, got it.
cause it should be on there crossed out. I mean, again, that's my notes, because just from what, and then actually what I researched, it is not a conflict of interest. There are certain, like reservations, like, the library board member, liaison cannot be like, if they have, officers, that person cannot be like an officer on that. And they're there to be, you know, as a supportive role.
So the last sentence there in the red, all officers and bylaws of the Friends of the Library are approved by the Library Board of Trustees. I don't think I have a set of bylaws of the Friends of the Library. I'd like to see those.
Yes, is that accurate? Friends of the Library operate under their own set of bylaws?
They are,
And-
because they are
but
a
it's
separate
still-
entity.
It's approved by the library board?
from the research I did.
You guys ready to move on? 'Cause I have something for the next section. You ready? I have highlighted the DLE and that we should spell out that acronym.
Okay. I agree. I know it's on the first page.
Right.
Don't know why I wouldn't have had that, cause I agreed with that when we talked about it before, so I don't know.
Yeah, from section to section.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Yep, I agree. Good catch. And I think also, cause I had that marked too, and I didn't, the above, where it says the agreement,
Oh, yeah.
I can't, and I know you had mentioned what that was, but I didn't write that in my notes, what agreement that actually is.
You gave it to us, Peggy.
Right.
Didn't bring mine.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Lapeer District Library
Yeah,
Agreement.
you do have it. You have it right here, the Lapeer District Library Agreement.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. And then when it mentions it again, it just said the agreement.
Right. In that same section one, Article 3, Section 1, it's just a typo, if permitted by law, the second sentence. It just says, if permitted, the Y is missing. I'm a grammar person, sorry.
Carol, I'm gonna raise my hand because I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't? Where are you talking? I'm talking about Article 3, Section 1, the second sentence, if permitted by law. It just
Oh,
says
it's
be.
just a B. Wow, very good eye there.
Anything else for that? Article 3.
Under section 4, Article 3, Section 4, the fiduciary obligation, I see that you crossed out the 10 a.m. on the day of the meeting. I know we had agreed to that. But didn't we also talk about it just saying like as soon as possible? Well, it does say as soon as possible, but no later than an hour prior to the meeting. I don't remember specifying that. I thought we were just going to end it at as soon as possible.
Okay,
Um,
we can do that. The only hard part is if they call, I mean, things happen right away.
yeah, I know, that was my thinking, that I think we're all considerate adults and whenever possible, we would certainly do that, but it's like you got stopped by a train.
Exactly.
Stuff like that happens.
And on the wrong side of the track.
Yeah, uh-oh.
That happens all the time. Okay.
I do like the last roll call that we'll take to record all trustees present. That addition.
That was an addition, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing one other thing for under the, let's make sure you didn't. We talked about where it says notify the library director. We talked about adding or director designee or other staff member if the director isn't there.
Or library director. Does it?
Where are you at?
Section 4, fiduciary obligation. Article 3, section 4.
Just where it says library director adding, library designee afterwards.
I didn't have any notes for Article 5, duties of officers. So,
Maybe, I'm not showing any changes on it.
No, Mooney. Yeah.
we do have changes, I just don't have any notes on it.
Oh, you're fine. I was still on 4, so
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay.
Okay.
Looks like you just, made it a little more grammatically correct. I don't see any major changes in it, or is there a missing or?
The only, actually now, as I'm reading it, because it says the chairperson may preside at all meetings, it says shall, as a library board and any appointed committees. Like if there's an appointed committee, does the chairperson have to be there? No. I don't know if we wanted to note. Changing the word shall to may.
I'm okay with that, it's fine with me.
Right, seeing that, I'm like,
I see you struck out in the office of the chairperson.
No.
I don't have that we talked about it.
Yeah, I guess I don't, because it says in the event of resignation, disability, death, or other vacancy, the chairperson shall assume the office of chairperson for the remainder of the unexpired term.
That part, I think is good, but right after, in the event of a resignation, disability, death, or other vacancy, you struck out in the office of the chairperson.
Right.
Because the sentence above says, in the absence of the chairperson, kind of going with that.
Well, it says, in the absence of the chairperson, the vice chair shall perform the duties of the chairperson. So, and then, so that's just saying that person isn't there, like the last meeting. But then in case of the event of resignation, disability, death, or vacancy, the vice chairperson shall assume the office of chairperson for the remainder of the.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of redundant since you, since you put that part in. Okay, I'm okay with that then.
Yeah.
Caught my eye that it had it struck out and it didn't have any notes on it.
It really doesn't matter. Maintains just.
In section 3, the secretary. I think it sounds fine.
Changes to section 4, treasurer.
I don't have any notes on that section.
That's as far as we got behind that.
Oh, so then this, okay, so we have to just go back and forth and look for that section 6 before.
So that's how you, as far as, I'm kind of going backwards, but as far as like what is typed on the last page, all LDL, meetings shall be governed by Robert's rules of order. So that's, I mean, that would be good enough, or you wanted any other verbiage out there?
Let me see what I put, what I had noted. Yeah. Nope, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I agree.
Bill?
I agree.
Okay.
I mean, we can look at page, every section, what I have here, but that's not finished.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Okay.
So, the ones that you have out of order, yeah. Might as well have it on here. Right. You crossed out 30? Changing that to 100?
Well, I just crossed out the amount, and the only reason why is, I do think that should be something that the board, this is just my thing, instead of having an actual figure there, that it should be something annually, either at budget time, that is put in as a number.
Well, all the bylaws are reviewed annually, so that would that's something that they would review
Right,
as
but-
part of the.
Well, yeah, but I was just saying that, to me, that's something that the board, if you don't, just if it just says, library board members may receive a per meeting per diem as authorized by the district library, up to 52 meetings per year. It doesn't have to, then you don't have to change it every single time if there's not an actual amount. And that the board itself is making just kind of like a wage increase or something, that you would have, like for employees, you could do that and have that as part of like a budget meeting or part of the annual meeting. That way you just don't have to keep changing it in the bylaws is what I was thinking.
I see what you're saying, then it would just be in the actual board minutes and what was
Correct.
approved.
Correct.
I'm fine with it.
Me too.
I agree.
And so it did say, per the per diem amount will be voted on annually at the annual meeting of the library board, is that when, I just put that there. Either at the annual meeting or the budget.
Yeah. I think it should stay with when the bylaws are reviewed, so.
At the annual meeting,
Mhm.
right at the beginning of the year.
Right. Well, that's what I put, but I just wanted to make sure
The
that,
annual meeting, well, you put annual meeting, so maybe you should put, the annual bylaw,
well, but
the meeting of the annual bylaw review.
Rather than.
I guess my-
Rather than having that at the annual meeting, it should be part of the, budget hearings so that it can be part of the library's budget for the year.
Well, as it's worded then, does that seem clear to you that that's when it would be voted on? Because this is the annual meeting of the library board.
well, it does say the per diem amount will be voted on annually at the annual meeting. But you could say
Yeah, I think it should be
that,
specified.
annually at the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we add that?
Yep, I think so.
Are you adding it or are you taking out his budget?
We're taking the last part out and putting the budget.
Annually at the budget meeting.
And the reason why I don't think, as long as you have it in here, that there is a per diem amount, then you don't have to keep changing it in the bylaws. And if for some reason the bylaws do not get approved, like they weren't this time, then that's still something that you can vote on to either keep it the same, reduce it, or or add to it. But then that way you're just doing it at the budget hearing.
Thank you, Kelly, for doing that.
Thank you.
Well, then I'll make these other changes. And then make copies of that as well.
Well, I did the same thing with our, patron behavior policy, so I have copies for you guys. And, if you guys have your notes.
Yeah.
For that, we can go over it, I know I didn't tell you ahead of time to bring your notes, but if you have them, I'd like to do kind of the same thing since we have more time. Let me know when you're ready. We have quite as many on here. Maybe we did. First of all, the heading, I talked with Kara, this was actually her idea, that every, in the policy book, every heading should say the Lapeer District Library patron behavior policy. Some of them say it, some of them don't. So, that was actually her suggestion. I don't think that we talked about it here, but I think that would be a good practice. I agree. Sure. And then, I didn't make any changes for introduction. Section 2, I went through my notes, we had talked about possibly rewording this, but I didn't have any concrete, phrase or new wording, so. And I think we had talked about that because we had talked about, combining some of the other rules. But actually, I'm not that set on rewording it, like I don't feel strongly about recommending it being changed, unless we put something in there that wouldn't fit under safe environment.
I'm okay with the wording now, safe environment.
So I guess I'll just write that we'll leave it unless we, like, as we're going through this, if we come up like, oh yeah, that's why we said that, which we very well might, but.
Under that same one, rules for a safe environment, I don't know where we put it. I have a thing about, from page 5 of the current ones, to add S about tobacco. I see we added marijuana to C. Is tobacco under there already?
Well, there was already a tobacco.
Yeah, cause it had its own section.
Oh, I wrote down to add it, so it's on there twice. We don't have to. See, it's under it's under personal behavior.
Yeah, I feel like it should stay there. I think we should just stay as is, maybe that's where, so, because if we do start adding that in, then it does change. Maybe not safe environment, but. I do remember discussing that.
How about though, it's under 2, rules for a safe environment, C, it says alcohol. What about alcohol / tobacco? Just adding one word. Well, it does say drugs, so it has to go
Right.
after that. Because it's made possessing, selling, distributing, consuming. Maybe it would fit there. I'm okay with not putting it there or putting it there. Either way.
I think if we moved it, it should be a separate, so it could be D and then move to E and F. I think it should be like a separate, only because it says, like selling, distributing, and.
Right. That's a thought, making it its own category.
Well, I would recommend just leaving it as is.
Well, secondhand smoke is awful.
It is, I don't think it's a big enough issue to, there's signs everywhere,
Right.
absolutely no smoking
As long
and
as it's
accepted
in here.
practice.
Right.
Okay.
But. we could,
But,
we
so,
could keep it
but
up, or
in
what do you
that-
think, Bill?
I say leave it as is.
But in that same section, it says in red, add marijuana.
Right. I had that in my notes, that's why I put it there, but do you guys have something different?
I do have add marijuana.
no, I think it needs to be added. You know, cause it says drug paraphernalia. Illegal drugs, which I, because marijuana is not, illegal in Michigan anymore. And so I think it should be added.
And just those words at, just, and marijuana, is that what you would say? Or how would you put that word in there?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, like how exactly to word it.
Including marijuana somewhere?
Well, you're listing everything out, so you could just list it up there.
Yeah, just maybe
Before
after,
illegal drugs.
after or
Yeah,
before
just-
illegal drug.
I would say before.
Before.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna let it go, you guys. I'm kidding. Yeah, that would probably be a good spot. Did you check with the attorney about any of this? Cause I have.
No, this is kind of like, that would be the next step.
Okay.
But I wanted to make sure, as we did with the bylaws, that everybody's recommendations and notes were included. So this is, this would be like the rough draft, and then once we have everybody's thoughts, make sure we're not omitting anybody's recommendations or adding anything that we didn't recommend. So that would be the next step.
So did you, for D in that same section, I had checked with the attorney, did anybody else have that? Under 2 and then D.
I don't have any, are you talking under rules of safe environment, section D?
Nope, sorry. It's on 3, section 3.
Oh, okay. Yes, I had a note, is this enforceable? So that's what I put
Okay, right.
in red, and then, we had talked about if it is enforceable, we just leave it. Kind of the same idea under, personal property. So I highlighted limit the number of parcels and limit the size, and then in red, is this lawful?
And I have down in my notes, number 1, prohibit large items. So I don't know if I'm just gonna say that for number 1 completely, just limit large items or what?
I had, in my notes, I had put take out the word prohibits. And we should decide too, like that's another, the same scenario, if it is lawful, do you recommend leaving it in there?
I say yes.
Yeah.
So we're good with D then?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
But if you notice, like, the sections are highlighted, not because there's anything wrong with the wording of it, but just because there's a change or a recommended change or omission or addition.
Did you seriously? All right, I'll get this back to its proper owner. Thank you so much. You too.
And H, I have find out legalities, campaign, petition. Everything.
Oh, yeah, of the actual, the idea of campaigning, it kind of goes along with the other things too, we talked about, like signs, campaign signs, or anything to do with them. Yeah. I will add that, so I remember.
And then under that same one, under H, I say this, 2 and then C, at the bottom of the page, it says 10 feet, I just wondered why you highlighted 10 feet.
I had it highlighted before, and I remember, we talked about that might be different. I think, Phil, you brought up that it's 100 feet at the township. Yeah. So,
But that's only,
That's what we're voting.
that's just for voting.
right.
So, I guess, when we're looking into the overall, law on campaigning, politics, signs, I'm assuming it's gonna factor in there, and we'll find that information out, if that's accurate or not.
Wasn't there already, the sign, the yard sign policy that said no? Nothing other than library?
I think we were making that recommendation.
No, I think,
Or
no, I think it was the
said it.
banner, the libraries, the yard sign already said that, I believe.
I believe that too, yeah,
But it was the banner sign that we said it should be consistent. Because to me, a yard sign and a banner is the same.
Right.
There it is. There's the banner.
Yep, and we were.
But the yard sign said,
what page you were?
I don't think it has.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's
ones
different
are
than
numbers.
mine.
But it says the yard sign is available to promote library programs only. So to me, this should be, there's already that in here.
It has to be consistent.
Exactly,
Right,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it can't.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that's why I
weird.
wasn't speaking when we were going over that. So to me, this has to be more consistent with what the policies are as far as signage.
Right. So then I will make that note too, that they all have to be consistent. And then I know it says, to combine, back on section F, recommend to, combine F and I, and so then I wrote that by I through the sales.
I did mine a little different than yours.
Oh, no, this is
Kelly
good.
without the
Yeah.
strikeouts and everything, but, tried to have it easy for you to spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with removing N. I mean, they could have a procedure where, so they could do a separate procedure where, they have, if somebody does have an offensive odor, that they're able to send out a letter to them and or make a phone call.
Right, and kinda just on a case by case basis.
Right. I mean, I understand totally why it's here. I have the same issue, but we can't remove somebody.
So you're suggesting adding what you just said?
No, you can just have it as a policy, or not a policy, but just
It seems to me it
as a
should be,
procedure
it's,
of how you do it.
it feels to me like it would be more of a, something in the employee handbook, like how to handle it.
Well, you can have, because you can have policies and procedures, so it would just, to me, it would just be like a procedure of how you would handle that situation. Not, because not necessarily in the handbook, because it wouldn't necessarily just apply to an employee, but it could be a patron, but I think you could just have a policy that this is how we would handle it.
Well, I could check with Kara on that, how she feels about that and putting something.
Right.
Something in writing, just something, kinda like an outline for the staff to follow.
Yeah, I have a letter, so, I mean,
But is that part of your policy, or is it just like, so you actually have that? Like, this is our, this is the letter, this is the form.
so no, it's
this
not a
happens.
policy, so it's just a procedure.
Right.
Sorry, I'm using policy.
Well, we're on the same page with removing it, right? We're on the same
Yes.
page. Okay.
Also with all these slips or written requests, Bill suggested they be put with each section in policy.
Yep.
Or bylaws, whatever it is.
Copy of the form.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yep, and I did, have that noted. Did I note that at the end or just, yeah, at the very end. At the very end of, what I gave you, I put other committee recommendations. And, I did list that, any forms created should be attached to the section that they apply to. Yeah, right after this, probably have a blank page, I don't know, if I'm missing a page.
Let's see, you're at R.
It seems like it skips.
R,
I
and
guess
then
I could look
F's. You have F's?
No, I think I'm missing a page. Or it got out of order. But you have it, you
Yep.
have it in
Yes.
this? Okay.
15 today.
Okay.
We're in 4, rules for the use and preservation of library materials and property. The only change I have in any of that is C, equipment. And you already have it here, add the wording in the presence of the library staff.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. And there's no other changes, right?
So that's the page I'm missing. Do you guys have that in red?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
right here.
So I can check on a different term, I can check with, Lisa at CMH, other than vulnerable or done. She's actually gonna be doing training on next Thursday.
And then are you guys seeing the, we had talked about recommending after vulnerable adults, regardless of age, as recipients' rights allow. And then I tried to highlight every spot where it says vulnerable adult, because if we do,
It needs to be changed.
if it does need to be changed, it's kind of all just right there, because it's repeated over and over.
It's pretty frequent.
Yeah.
So under A, where you have your notation, it says incident reports are online only.
Yeah, it's a Google form, so I printed the front page for you guys. Kara did send me one, but so here's what she sent me, but it's used for, all kinds of incidents. So once you mark the incident that you are, the type of incident, then another form would generate. So I couldn't get a hard copy for you for everything. I did get an answer to the question about the violation. Does it show up digitally on the patron's library card? And that's a no. No, it doesn't. But I can pass this around if you guys wanna look at it.
So, and any staff has that ability to be able to do an incident report online?
I believe so. But I can double check on that.
So it says they're online, and a printed version may look different. Why would it look different?
Because this is it's online, and every time you answer something, it generates the next thing.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
completion of asking questions.
Right. Right. I still don't have a clear understanding of how it's documented and how every staff member can know if there's already been a verbal violation or a written violation, so I still don't have a clear understanding of that.
This is pretty detailed, so that's good.
Do you know if there's a way to make notes in the patron's account in the system here?
She said no.
There's nothing?
No, but,
Probably doesn't have, the software probably doesn't have the availability to do that, is what I'm thinking. And I do have to go,
okay,
unfortunately,
it's okay.
but I do like this report.
We have the room until 5:30, so we'll probably just keep going, and
Yep.
so you can check your notes on your own. We're almost done, so.
Right, I think that's good. Do they also take that, like, so if somebody reports an incident, is that something, do they use the same, report that if somebody, like, we'll just say a patron reported something? Oh, yep, patron inquiry, okay, I understand. Yep, I like it.
Yeah, so I think that it's a lot more inclusive than what we're seeing
Right.
on the paper.
Right.
I believe that's what she meant when she
Right.
said it's,
Mm-hmm.
I think you can just include a copy of what's right there in the, policy manual.
okay.
So that's just under Google Docs then?
What it sounded like.
Since we're almost done, I'll just wait.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Kara and Teresa are phenomenal about getting back with me with any questions, so I don't, I'm sure we'll be able to get a better picture of everything.
Right.
where are you guys at now in your, review?
The last page.
Okay.
So going back to, where it says B violations in policy, you put the question, do the violations show digitally on patrons' cards, and that would be no.
Right.
So do you know how they would, be able to relay that to other staff members?
No, that's what I'm gonna ask. So if they could just walk me through like a sample scenario and then, yeah, because I mean, obviously it's not going to be the same person, not likely to be the same staff member
Right.
that encounters the same thing. I mean, I guess it could be, but there are many circumstances where it wouldn't be. So I will find that out.
And I like to add in for the D.
Yes, me too. That was your idea, I thought that was very good. So under reinstatement, we'll include the option to meet via Zoom or phone call. Patron doesn't have to meet face to face with the director. And I had under other committee recommendations, rearranging the order of the selections in the policies, because I had made a note that we had talked about that, but I don't really think we need to now, after going through everything. I think it's, the order of everything is just fine.
I agree. I'm good with that.
Alright. You guys all set then? Okay, I'll stop the meeting at 5:20. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for staying with that.
Yeah. And if anybody cares, it's the top of the 7th inning and it's Detroit 6. The Guardians won.
Ooh.
Just so you know.
But it's only for 6 minutes. Did you say that?
I thought you said they won.
No.
I thought you said that.
No, 6-1. 6-1.
Oh, I thought you said the Guardians won.
No.
And so, okay,
Yes,
you meaning the Guardians won.
Okay.
I thought you meant they won they won.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, that's heartbreaking.
No. Okay,
I
that
get how
makes
that
sense.
sound like that.
That's right. Cool.
So does Kara have to come back and get this?
She tells me just to leave it, and then she, yeah. I think she's here.
Yeah, and then, because 6:30 dinner in Victoria. so
See,
traffic will
see
be-
y'all next, no, I won't see ya, I won't be here next week.
Okay.
Last hurrah, yay.
Have fun, girl.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
Oh, yeah. This is actually one I like to camp.
Yeah.
It's a little cooler and.
Well, that's done and gone, right? We're gonna let that go.
You want that?
I feel like I really scattered this room, but.
Almost all the computers are busy.
Oh, okay.
What you got in there, Gigi? I'm
I have
hungry.
Thai food.
Huh?
Thai food.
Thai food? Okay.
Yeah, I have lunch. On Thursdays, I get lunch, then I usually eat the leftovers for dinner.
Yeah, nice.
Because I volunteer with the DDA.
Stuff down, so you don't get left here by.
And I got ice cream today.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember looking at this doghouse. It had this amazing soup right there, usually before your meal. It's the ginger soup that I really like. There's a couple different kinds, but the ginger is my favorite. And so I got like spring rolls and then this for like $120 with dip.
Very, very nice.
I mean, with if it was over, just over 20, but
Yeah.
still for like 3-course meal, yeah.